Of course, the universe chose the worst possible time to screw me over again, Alex muttered, slumping against the cold brick wall of the alley. Neon lights from the street sign flickered across his face, casting long shadows that made his amber eyes look almost feral. He could still feel the remnants of pain from his last life, the bitter sting of betrayal, and the final scream that had haunted his nights for years. I think you make a habit of complaining to inanimate objects, a soft, melodic voice said, teasingly. Liam leaned against the wall opposite him, his silver hair damp from the drizzle, blue eyes shimmering under the neon glow. Despite his delicate appearance, there was a quiet strength in the way he stood, the way he watched Alex like a lighthouse cutting through a storm. Alex's lips twitched, half amused, half exasperated. Not a bad habit if it keeps me from punching people in the face, he shot back, trying to ignore the way his heart fluttered whenever Liam smirked that way. Besides, he continued, I need to figure out how to stop a conspiracy this time without ending up dead before breakfast. Liam pushed himself off the wall, walking closer. You're dramatic, he whispered, his voice almost brushing against Alex's ear, sending a shiver down his spine. But I like it. Alex froze for a moment, mind twisting like a coil, remembering the life they had shared before fate had ripped him away. In that life, Liam had been the anchor, the reason he had survived countless battles, countless betrayals. And now that second chance had fallen into their laps. But this time Alex swore he wouldn't fail. He wouldn't let the conspiracy win. He wouldn't lose Liam ever again. The streets of New York were empty at this hour, save for the occasional taxi or distant siren. But to Alex and Liam, it felt like a battlefield, one where shadows whispered lies and danger could strike from any corner. Alex's instincts screamed that this world had grown crueler since his last life. He could feel it in his muscles, in the ache of his bones, in the deep gnawing hunger of an Omega who had seen far too much. You're staring again? Liam said softly, tilting his head, a small smirk playing at his lips. Don't think I haven't noticed. You always do that before you get serious. Alex's amber eyes burned with a mixture of affection and warning. I'm not staring. I'm planning, he lied, though the truth was obvious to both of them. Every time he looked at Liam, he felt the pull of fate, the magnetic force that had tied their souls together beyond life and death. Liam, the one person he had trusted with everything, even his heart was still here, still breathing, still waiting for him to make a move. Liam's hand brushed Alex's accidentally, or maybe not, against the rain-slicked leather. Alex's breath caught. He felt the familiar warmth of Liam's Omega scent, sweet and comforting, and yet tinged with a nervous edge. Alex wanted nothing more than to grab Liam into his arms and never let go. But there were battles to fight, shadows to chase, conspiracies to unravel. The world was cruel, but he had promised himself he would protect Liam no matter what. You always promise too much, Liam murmured, stepping closer, his voice soft but unwavering. And you always deliver, even when it hurts. His hand lingered near Alex's, and for a split second, the rain and neon faded into the background. All that existed was the pull between them, the gravity of shared pain and unspoken desire. Alex's lips curved into a faint, bittersweet smile. I don't intend to fail this time. Not with you. Their past life had been a whirlwind of fire and blood, of whispered confessions in the dead of night, of holding each other through nightmares and losses that no one else could understand. Now, reborn with knowledge of every deceit, every betrayal, Alex had the upper hand, but with every advantage came the weight of knowing just how fragile happiness could be. One wrong step, one slip of trust, and they could lose everything again. But the fire in Alex's chest, the fury that had once fueled his fall, was burning anew. He would tear down every conspiracy, every shadow that threatened them, and he would make sure Liam never had to suffer again. I've got a plan, Alex said abruptly, breaking the tension that had wrapped around them like a thick fog. He pulled a small hollow device from his jacket pocket, its screen lighting up with data and schematics. But you'll need to trust me completely. Liam raised an eyebrow, a playful smirk tugging at the corners of his lips. Completely, huh? You're lucky I love you, or I'd call that crazy talk. Lucky doesn't even begin to cover it, Alex said, eyes glinting with determination and something softer, something fiercely protective. He brushed a wet strand of silver hair from Liam's forehead, fingertips lingering just long enough to make both of them aware of the heat radiating between them. Because if we fail, I can't lose you again. Not after everything. The wind picked up, carrying the scent of rain, asphalt, and faint traces of danger from nearby streets. Liam shivered slightly, and Alex's instincts flared. Without thinking, he wrapped a protective arm around Liam's shoulders, pulling him close. Liam leaned into him without hesitation, trusting Alex in a way that made his chest ache with longing. You really mean it, don't you? Liam whispered, voice barely audible over the rain. You'll protect me, even if it costs you everything. Alex tightened his grip, jaw set in determination. Even if it costs me everything, he affirmed. And in that moment, with neon lights reflecting off wet pavement and raindrops clinging to their hair and clothes, Alex knew that no matter what the world threw at them, he and Liam would face it together. A sudden movement in the shadows made them both freeze. Alex's senses flared, Omega instincts screaming at him that danger was near. But this time he was ready. He wasn't the same person who had died before. He had knowledge, power, and an unbreakable resolve. He could feel Liam's heartbeat against his chest, steady but trusting, and it fueled him like nothing else. Stay close, Alex murmured, voice low but firm. Whatever's out there, we face it together. Liam nodded, wrapping his arms around Alex's waist in silent agreement. The intimacy of the gesture, so simple and tender, struck Alex like a lightning bolt. In another life, they might have had a moment of hesitation, doubt, or fear. But now, reborn, seasoned, and determined, they stood as one. The rain intensified, drumming on rooftops and asphalt, but Alex barely noticed. His focus was on the man in his arms, the bond that had survived death, rebirth, and betrayal. This time, he would not let go. This time, they would rewrite their fate. From the alley, they slipped into the empty streets, moving with purpose. Alex's mind raced with plans and contingencies, but Liam's presence beside him grounded him. Every brush of their hands, every glance, was a reminder of what they were fighting for, not just survival, but love. And love, Alex realized, was more powerful than any conspiracy, any enemy, any betrayal. Alex led Liam through the empty streets, their footsteps echoing against the wet pavement. Every shadow seemed alive, every distant sound suspicious. Yet Liam stayed close, his head barely reaching Alex's shoulder, trusting him completely. That trust, fragile yet unbreakable, filled Alex with both pride and a fierce determination. They reached a hidden entrance to an abandoned warehouse. Inside, the cold air and the scent of dust mixed with the faint metallic smell of danger. Alex activated a hidden panel, revealing a room filled with monitors, maps, and surveillance equipment. This was the nerve center of the conspiracy he had sworn to dismantle. We need to move fast, Alex said, eyes scanning the screens. They're already planning their next move. If we hesitate, people will get hurt. And I won't forgive myself if that includes you. Liam nodded silently, standing close behind Alex. The warmth of his body radiated reassurance. Alex felt a deep pull, the kind that had haunted him in dreams and nightmares of their previous life. He reached out, brushing Liam's hand, fingers entwining naturally. You always do that, Liam said, voice soft, almost a whisper. Grab me when the world is falling apart. Alex allowed himself a faint smile, leaning closer so their foreheads touched. Because you keep me human, he murmured. You're my anchor, Liam. Always have been, always will be. For a moment, they simply breathed together, the hum of equipment around them, the rain outside fading into a distant memory. But the calm was fleeting. A red alert flashed on one of the monitors' movement near the docks, their enemies mobilizing. Alex cursed under his breath. They're moving faster than I expected. We need to intercept them before they reach the safe houses. Liam's hands tightened on Alex's arm. Then let's go, he said, eyes burning with determination. Together, they moved swiftly through the dark streets, blending into shadows, slipping past patrolling guards and security cameras. Each moment was tense, their bodies brushing occasionally, sending sparks of warmth and tension through them. Alex felt the familiar Omega scent emanating from Liam, grounding him even as adrenaline surged through his veins. At the docks, the enemy had already started loading crates, documents, weapons, whatever could destabilize the city. Alex crouched behind a stack of containers, surveying the scene. "We need a distraction," he muttered. Liam smirked, stepping closer, brushing against Alex deliberately. "Leave it to me," he whispered. Before Alex could protest, Liam slipped out into the open, drawing the guards' attention with a calculated stumble. They rushed toward him, and Alex couldn't help but feel both pride and worry. Liam's bravery, as always, bordered on reckless. But Alex was ready. He launched himself from the shadows, incapacitating the guards with precise, fluid movements. Liam joined him mid-fight, the two of them moving as one, instinctively synchronized after the countless battles they had shared before. Every strike, every block, carried unspoken trust and intimacy. After the last guard collapsed, Alex and Liam leaned against each other, breathing heavily. Liam's face was flushed, a small cut on his cheek, but his blue eyes sparkled with exhilaration. Alex cupped his face gently, brushing away the hair stuck to his forehead. "You idiot," Alex muttered, though his voice was soft. "You could have died." Liam chuckled, leaning into Alex's touch. "And miss all the fun? Never." Alex groaned, but the corner of his lips curved into a faint, relieved smile. He had lived through pain and betrayal, and yet moments like this reminded him why fighting was worth it. Protecting Liam, their love, was worth everything. They moved to intercept the cargo, discovering that the documents contained evidence of an even larger conspiracy. Their enemies weren't just local thugs, they were part of a network reaching high into the city's elite. Alex felt a familiar rage, but Liam's calm presence kept him grounded. "We need to expose them," Alex said, scanning the documents. "If we release this, the city will know the truth, and they'll never hurt anyone else." Liam nodded, his hand brushing against Alex's. "Then let's do it. Together." Working in tandem, they uploaded the files to secure channels, broadcasting evidence across multiple platforms. The conspiracy began to unravel in real time. Alex and Liam watched, adrenaline still pumping, as the powerful enemies scrambled, trying to contain the damage. Then, a sudden noise behind them. A shadow detached itself from the cargo containers, a figure Alex recognized all too well. Damien, the mastermind who had caused so much pain in their past life. His expression was cold, calculating, but there was a hint of surprise at seeing Alex alive. "Alex, I thought I'd finished you," Damien said, his voice smooth but lethal. "You tried," Alex replied, stepping protectively in front of Liam. "But I survived. And I'm not alone this time." Damien's eyes flicked to Liam, then back to Alex. "Still as reckless as ever, Alex. And you're still soft." Alex felt the familiar flash of anger, but Liam's touch on his arm calmed him. He inhaled deeply, Omega instincts mingling with the fire of determination. "Soft? Maybe. But soft people survive too," he said. "And this time we finish it together." The confrontation escalated quickly, but Alex and Liam's teamwork, forged through shared pain and rebirth, proved superior. Damien faltered under their coordinated attacks, and the police, alerted by the broadcasted evidence, arrived to take him into custody. Breathing heavily, Alex turned to Liam. "Are you okay?" Liam smiled, leaning against him, exhausted but unbroken. "Better than okay. I'm with you." Alex felt an overwhelming wave of relief, of love, of triumph. They had survived the past, faced the present, and carved a future together. The pain, betrayal, and loss of their previous life had strengthened them rather than breaking them. Hours later, on a quiet rooftop overlooking the city skyline, Alex and Liam sat side by side, wrapped in a single coat, rain-soaked hair clinging to their faces. Neon lights reflected off the buildings, creating a kaleidoscope of colors that seemed to celebrate their victory. "I never thought we'd get a second chance," Liam whispered, leaning against Alex's shoulder. "I thought I'd lost you forever." "You didn't lose me," Alex said, pressing a gentle kiss to Liam's hair. "You never could. Not then, not ever. I promised I'd protect you, and I will for all our lives." Liam turned his head, looking into Alex's amber eyes, the bond between them stronger than any fear, betrayal, or danger they had faced. "I believe you," he murmured, and in that simple statement, Alex felt the culmination of everything they had fought for. They leaned into each other, a kiss that was soft, lingering, filled with the promise of new beginnings. The city around them was alive, chaotic, unpredictable, but up here, above it all, there was only them. Alex brushed his thumb across Liam's cheek, memorizing every line, every curve, as if engraving him into his soul. "No more enemies, no more conspiracies, just us." "Just us?" Liam echoed, resting his head on Alex's chest. For the first time in lifetimes, they allowed themselves to simply exist in the moment. No danger, no past pain, no looming conspiracies. The world could wait. They had each other, and that was enough. As dawn broke, painting the city in shades of gold and pink, Alex and Liam watched from their rooftop sanctuary. The battles were over, for now. They had rewritten their fate, reclaimed their love, and survived everything the world had thrown at them. And in that quiet morning light, Alex whispered, almost to himself, "I'll never let you go again, Liam. Not ever." Liam lifted his head, eyes sparkling with emotion, and smiled softly. "I know," he said, "and I'll never leave you either." Wrapped in each other's arms, the chaos of the past faded, replaced by the promise of countless tomorrows. For Alex and Liam, reborn and victorious, the future was theirs, and this time, they would face it together, undefeated, unbroken, and completely in love. The city stretched out before them, alive with possibility. And as Alex held Liam close, he realized that this was more than survival. It was freedom. It was happiness. And it was finally theirs to share. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.